How's it going, guys? Deans here and welcome to another FIFA 20 video. It is about to be 6 o'clock, which means the brand new Bundesliga team of the season is going to be out. Quite excited to see what some of these cards look like, but more so excited to see what objectives we get. So the objectives should have updated by now. They've not. We'll come back in and try again, or we didn't get any objectives, which would be odd. No, we did, and we have got ourselves a team of the season, Sabitzer. And that looks like a fantastic card. That generally, all-round, incredible stats. And we've also got ourselves a Team of Season Moments Dilrosun, which is, again, that one actually looks very decent. A couple very good options for your Bundesliga Team of the Season there. Now, interestingly, I'm not sure if this is something I haven't paid attention to, but the La Liga one is still there. Now, I'm sure they normally vanish once the new season's here. I'm sure they didn't give it 2 weeks every single week before. Yeah, not 100% sure. That one's a bit odd. I wonder if maybe that one's going to disappear once I update. But it does say another week on that one. So maybe that's a mistake. Or maybe in general, you've got yourselves another week to get that one done. But without further ado, we'll take a look into this. This card generally looks really good. It's such a shame because throughout this year, I've really floated between two types of teams. I've really gone between Premier League and Bundesliga, sometimes with a bit of a mix of La Liga, but the Bundesliga, there's a bunch of really, really good players, and I'm looking forward to looking at the Bundesliga team this season just to see if any of those that I really like using got in, but there's some really good cards, and it's always so annoying. Like the Sabitzer card looks fantastic, just the links for me. I don't think I'll ever be getting rid of Mendy, so the only likely link I'd probably go with here for Sabitzer would probably be Alaba. I've got Konate, but there's some players which are much better than him now, so I don't really think I'll be using him. So without obviously chucking him in icon sides, it's just becoming a little bit difficult to get him get this kind of card chemistry, but it looks fantastic. If you've got yourself a Bundesliga squad, he's going to fit in nicely. Let's take a look at what we've got here. We've got a score outside the box goal in 2 separate rivals matches using a midfielder with a minimum of 80 shooting. Not a terrible one whatsoever. I seem to struggle a little bit with the outside the box ones in rivals. So this one, it's not awful, but at the same time, it's going to take a bit of time. At least you don't have to win. So the one thing I will say off the bottom of this is just every single time you do it, don't get frustrated if you're losing. Just genuinely, if you know you've lost the game, just spend your time just going for this. Normally what I do just to get this out the way with, if I know I'm going to lose, I'll probably just spend the game just trying to go for this. You might manage to get it, you might not, but at least you aren't going to waste games doing it. You could just go, unless of course you come up against an opponent which generally won't let you get the ball, then that is what it is. But this one here, we've got Austrian Assistance, which is assisting 3 separate rivals matches using Austrian players. So there'll be a couple interesting ones there. Arnautovic is one off the top of my head, which I think I may take a look at. We'll take a look at some Austrian players just to see which ones will be useful there. Leipzig Link assists with a through ball in 4 separate matches using players with a max of 3-star skills. That one again, very interesting. I'm trying to think of players off the top of my head. So you got Kante that I could probably use. Werner would be another one. There's a few I think out there. It's interesting when they go with the max. That one, not a lot of people like to use players with a maximum of 3-star skill moves, myself included. So very interesting to see that one in there. It shouldn't be too hard. As long as you've just got a bunch of midfielders, you should be good to get that one done. No problem. And we got Bundesliga B, score and assist in 8% of rivals wins using Bundesliga players with a minimum of 4-star weak foot. Again, not an awful one whatsoever. And especially if you haven't yet and you're going for your icon swaps, could probably tie the two of these in together, which is pretty nice. But all in all, not a terrible set of objectives. This one's more so a grindy one. This one, again, kind of grindy. You just kind of put a few players in. Be interesting to look at some bits of stats as well. But yeah, I mean, that one is what it is. This one, again, not really a problem either. A bunch of these are not bad. This one's probably the one that's maybe going to take people the longest, or maybe you'll be lucky enough that you'll get this done really quickly. I suppose at the end of the day, it comes down to what opponents you come up against, because this one could generally be really easy, but at the same time, maybe not. And one thing I will just put a disclose in there, just because I do get a few people commenting saying what class is a midfielder in this game, is any position that ends with M, so CM, Cam, CDM, left mid, right mid, they'll all count towards being a midfielder. So as long as your card has that position, he will count as a midfielder, and you'll be able to use him to get this one done. Another one that I do frequently get asked is score and assists using Bundesliga players with the 4-star weak foot. A lot of people will ask whether or not it needs to be the exact same player that has to score an assist. It does not. It just has to be a Bundesliga player with a 4-star weak foot. You could score with one of them and you can assist with the other. As long as they've got that 4-star weak foot and they play for the Bundesliga, then you'll get that objective done. Well, let's take a look at Dilrosun's objectives here. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. But score using Ajax players and assist using Manchester City players in squad battles. That's a very interesting one. It's going to mean you're going to have to high road your squads up, but because it's squad battles, that's not going to be too difficult whatsoever. You could potentially, if you rock a Premier League side, you've got a Manchester City player in there, you could probably just sub on an Ajax player, no problem. Like one for me, probably be Promes. Still got him lying about in my club, so he'll make that very easy for me to get done. Assist and score in 4 separate squad battles matches on minimum world class difficulty or in rivals using players with minimum 89 pace. Plenty players in this game with more than 89 pace, so you'll be fine with that one. Very easy again. Assist in 2 goals with crosses in 2 separate squad battles matches on minimum world class difficulty, or you can do it in rivals, but you've got to be using Dutch players. So again, it's a bit of a frustrating one, but crosses aren't terrible in squad battles. It takes a bit of time, but you can get it. And again, I'll maybe make a little note for this because I've had a few comments on this one with some people, and I was the same when it first went for it because I used to do it a certain way where you'd pace it up towards your goalkeeper, and as soon as you see your opponent's goalkeeper coming towards you, you just tap the cross button and it'll go over to your player which is coming upwards, and you can score from that. For whatever reason, sometimes, maybe say most of the time, it doesn't work. For some reason, if it looks like you're chipping the ball, it doesn't count as a cross. So it really does need to your player needs to cross it and needs to go up in the air and towards your other players. So just be careful with that one. You probably do your best just to try and cross from outside the box if you can, or at the least get in the box and try and cross towards a player if you can. But yeah, be a bit tricky, but it's not difficult because you can do that one in squad battles. Score a finesse goal in 6 separate squad battles wins on minimum world class or on rivals using a Bundesliga midfielder with 4-star skills. What I'd probably say for this one is there was obviously in Sabitzer's one, midfielder, score a goal from outside. You might get lucky enough. Sometimes I don't really go with finesse too much, but if you can finesse from outside the box with a Bundesliga midfielder with 4-star skills, was it? With 4-star skills, you're going to tick those off together. Probably, maybe not so much. I'm trying to think. So this one, if you've got a Bundesliga midfielder, that you could probably chuck that in together with there. So there's a couple options there. You can kind of do it together. But again, I'd just do that in squad battles. It'd be very easy to do. It's just a bit of a grind for that one. You just got 6 games to play against. But that's those done. I want to have a look at the Bundesliga players. There's a couple of them there, and wow. Sancho looks fantastic. Werner looks brilliant. 99 Lewandowski. That Haaland card looks incredible. Havertz looks amazing. Don't know if we've got anything else lying around there. What SBCs have we got lying around? We'll of course go have a look into the some of the players anyway to see what we got. But a flashback Witsel, not a bad card there whatsoever. Another card that did have a Footmus that EA have obviously now got an improved version of. This card looks incredible. 4-star, 4-star. If you want to go for those objectives with a 4-star midfielder, then this is going to be a big one for you there. Incredible stats all around. Genuinely looks like a fantastic card. If you've got a Bundesliga side, he's going to be perfect to you. I wonder what the cost of this is going to be. An 84 and 85. Not actually too bad, considering it's a 93 rated CDM that genuinely is going to play very well. But probably not one for me. And like I said, we're going to take a look at some of the Austrian players at the least. Just to see what kind of options there are for us at the moment. And then at the end of this, I do actually have the Bundesliga packs that you got from previous months just before Team of the Season. So I'll open a couple of those. So we want to look for Austria. Almost said Australia. Austria players. We'll go to concepts and take a little look at see what we got. So obviously Sabitzer is the one we are aiming for there. Christian Fuchs was an SBC. Lena, I believe this is the Shapeshifters. It's probably not one you're going to be going for. We realistically want, so like this is the Arnautovic card I talked about. A pretty decent one. This one's probably fairly cheap. I would probably imagine his price might have gone up a little bit. just because you obviously need an Austrian player for these objectives. So he might go up just because he's one of the top Austrian midfielders / attackers that you could use towards this. Not a bad one there whatsoever. You've got this Shapeshifter Kane's card, which plenty people have. I'm sure this one will be... I'm pretty sure he's the cheapest one out of all the Shapeshifters as well. So there's an option there for you, especially with him being Bundesliga. He's got 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, so he'll be able to help with those other objectives as well, which requires skill moves or weak foot requirements. We've obviously got a Inform Sabitzer. Well, that's the Champions League man of the match. Is this an Inform? This is a Scream. So there's a Scream Sabitzer there as well. Potentially one you could pick up if you have him. There's a few options, and of course, this Inform Arnautovic as well. So there's quite a few Austrian options there. Generally, these objectives are pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. A couple ones that are a little bit tricky, but yeah, not too bad whatsoever, and a nice card to come at the end of it. But of course, we will end this. I've been very careful to not open these previously with some Bundesliga packs. Now, if we can get a team of the season in any of these, that would be fantastic. But yeah, the La Liga ones that paid out very nicely last week. I got a team season in both of them. It isn't going to be anything decent in that one, which is a shame, but we'll take everything to the club and we'll be using that to grind towards SBCs. Bunch of nice players there just to help us out. Moisander I will send up to the transfer list. Not going to worry about the rest of those though. And our 5 rares players one. Now this one, if I could just get a team of the season in this one, that'd be good. I've got to be careful not to open up the wrong one, but here we go. Come on. Want to see boards. Want to see boards. Does look like it's not boards. So these did not pay out whatsoever. And it's so strange. Last week, the 2 packs I had for La Liga, I ended up with 2 team of seasons. This week, absolutely nothing. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like, if you haven't subscribed. Apart from that, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.